Welcome to the Live It Right podcast, hosted by John and Caitlin Lindsay. We're going to be talking all things health and wellness, from food, fitness, relationships. So if you want to live your best life and live it right, join us for this conversation.
So whether you're a health enthusiast, a busy professional, or someone looking to achieve a more fulfilling life, you're in the right place. Tune in, subscribe, and join our community as we explore the path to living it right.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the Live It Right podcast. We are on episode 41, and today John is diving into some longevity. We're going to talk about 5 moves you can do daily to move better for life. So if you want to, just go ahead and take over.
Yeah, so these are in no particular order, and these are just movements I've done in my own movement journey over the years. I've programmed them for people. I've shouted them out on Instagram, and lots of people have done them. These are just big bang for your buck things that are going to give you a body that moves well for life when you do them consistently. Admittedly, I don't do all of these 5 things right now daily, but I have done challenges over the last 12 years where these things have been in my daily routine for months on end, if not years on end. So I've really seen how valuable prioritizing these things can be. And, one of these things might speak to you. They all might speak to you. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck incorporating at least one of these, if not all of these things. So these are in no particular order. But number 1 is something we talk about all the time. I talk about on social media all the time, is spending time in a deep squat. And I think hitting at least 2 minutes is a great place to start. And that's enough time where you're going to get a lot of value. The benefits of hanging out in a deep squat are you're building a lower body that just has better functional mobility. You do it consistently over time. Your ankle, your knee, your hips, the way your hip interacts with the pelvis, thus how your low back works. All this stuff gets better when you spend time in a deep squat. Big thing to remember is if your mobility sucks, scale your squat. So elevate your heels, hang on to something for assistance. We're linking a YouTube video with all 5 of these movements, so we'll touch on some things that'll help you out there. But a deep squat, more than any of these other things, is make sure you're scaling it for a position that works for you. Such a valuable daily thing to do, but you got to make sure you're doing it the right way. So,
can I interject here on this?
Ahead.
So with the deep squat, I think one thing that is very helpful to remember is a lot of the things he shares, this one in particular, it's not adding anything to your day. Like, do it while you're scrolling on your phone. Do it while you're watching TV. Do it while you're waiting on something. 2 minutes. Like, you've got 2 minutes. And I think sometimes people overcomplicate the mobility that you talk about when sometimes, like, in reality, like, you're simplifying things for people and you're providing them things that can be integrated so mindlessly yet so intentionally in their day.
No doubt. A great point. And for the squat specifically, again, if your mobility is absolutely terrible, yes, it would benefit you to do some, mobility as well that would help with the deep squat. But at the same time, there's still a scaled down version of the squat you can probably do that you can sneak in for 2 minutes a day. And to your point as well, these 5 things, you don't have to do them all at once. You can break them up throughout the day. You can know, all right, I love sitting in a deep squat after I've been working at my computer for 4 hours a day, whatever.
It's not a structured workout.
Most people will do these all in one go, but you can sneak these in throughout the day.
Yeah.
So deep squat, that's been something that's had just a massive impact on my own movement journey and so many other people's. That's, these were in no particular order, but if there was an order, that probably would have been number 1. So
always,
it fell in the appropriate order. So number 2 is challenge your balance 1 minute on each side every single day. And this is something I've done a lot in the past, and it's actually something I've brought back into my own daily routine. And it's awesome. It's when you challenge your balance appropriately, and that's a big thing here is, everyone can kind of picture a balance drill, but to get the most out of a balance drill, it's got to be freaking hard and challenging, but doable. It's got to be in that in between of really hard, but also doable. A lot of times people make a drill way too hard, and you're never letting your body respond to the work enough to get that mind-body connection benefit out of a balance drill, or you're making it way too easy. And same thing, it's not challenging enough to really make change when it comes to your nervous system, your stability muscles, all these things. So The balance work I'm doing right now is I'm using a racquetball. You could use a tennis ball as well, just balancing on one leg. And I'm bouncing that ball back and forth, tossing it up in the air, catching it on the back of my fingers. For 1 minute on each side, I'm just making that challenging. And I love this for me specifically because I've been doing a lot of trail running. And if you've ever trail ran on some wild trails, like your body awareness needs to be really high. 60 seconds aside of balance work done consistently, you really elevate your body awareness capabilities. Like it's such an easy thing to add. And I'm glad I'm adding this one back in because it's a ton of bang for your buck on that one.
What's funny is you're sitting here talking about just like emphasizing just like a minute on each side daily. I'm sitting here thinking in terms of cooking. And I'm like, you can get this balance work done while your chicken breast is cooking on one side. Like, I mean, it's like when you really think about it, I mean, guys, you've got 2 minutes. Like, come on.
Brushing your teeth. That's always a typical one people say, but like.
Maybe don't, juggle a ball while you're brushing your teeth, but like literally think of like just, he's not asking for 3 hours of your day.
Yeah, simple things done consistently.
Yeah.
And this one specifically, it's get it in that sweet spot of it's a challenge for that entire 60 seconds, but you're able to do it successfully. So
I think the one thing to add to that, just if you don't mind, is, what do you, if you think forward, what do you notice about older people that goes? Their balance.
Yes.
Like just think about that and like how these like 2 minutes a day can help you down the road.
Yeah. So, I mean, think down the road, but also it's, I'm doing it for myself now to have better body awareness right now so I can excel at a sport I want to get better at, trail running. This is the most low-hanging. You're not going to be crazy sore from it.
Yeah.
It's only going to make everything you do better, from activities of daily living to sports you play. Like you're just making your body-mind connection sharper and more aware of what's going on. Like it's a no-brainer add to me.
For sure.
So number 3 is do some sort of thoracic spine mobility. The modern society we live in now, we're always on a computer, on a phone, and no matter how conscious you are of your posture, chances are you're going to round forward at some point. And if you spend a ton of time in that position, aesthetically, your posture might look shitty, but also like the function of your thoracic spine is going to be limited. And we need our thoracic spine to be crazy mobile, specifically extension, bending back, and rotation. If it's limited there, number one, your ability to rotate is not going to be awesome. And also your low back's probably going to start to be asked to do more. And we all know when a low back gets overworked, problems start to arise. So do some sort of T-spine mobility, 10 good reps. That's going to take you probably less than 60 seconds, even doing both sides. The drill we have linked in the YouTube video, I believe, is called Thread the Needle. It's a hands and knees drill. To me, it's a really great drill that it's easy to isolate the thoracic spine. A lot of time with T-spine drills, especially if your T-spine is really tight, it can be tough to truly isolate that area. You may cheat the movement and move from your shoulder or move from your low back. So this drill I really like because I think it forces you to move through the T-spine, and getting your T-spine to move well. Not only do you reduce the risk of overworking your low back down the road, you also just become a better mover because there's so much movement capacity that's possible in the thoracic spine. So when we unlock it, some good things can happen.
Well, and 2 things that come to mind. Sorry, I'm just like piggybacking everything, but 2 things come to mind when you're talking about this from a female perspective more so is, one from a female perspective is, especially you hear pregnant women and postpartum when the baby's small talk a lot about lower back pain. So like get ahead of that. Like these are things, I mean, you constantly hear about that. Number 2, something that I've personally noticed that this type of mobility has benefited from is cycling. I mean, honestly,
definitely.
Swimming too. Swimming does work your lower back and your hips more than I really thought. But especially like cycling for an extended period of time because of the position that our bodies are in. So that's something that I've noticed a difference in.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. A lot of sports put us in that forward posture as well. So it's something that just helps counter our modern society. And to your point on postpartum ladies, like the deep squat is also a nice compliment there because we hit the low back is in between our thoracic spine and our hips. So if we get our hips working well with the deep squat and our thoracic spine working well, chances are you're never going to overwork the low back and have some sort of low back issue. So, all right, 3 down. Number 4 is get on and off the floor. And the video, we have just a body weight Turkish get up, which I think is the perfect movement for getting on and off the floor in a way that, really trains your body to work as a unit. The upper body and lower body are super, dialed in together. They're both being utilized to get on and off the floor. So just 2 reps of that each side daily, 4 reps, it's going to take you probably less than a minute, is a great way to, you grease the groove of all this mobility throughout the body, ankle joint, knee joint, hip joint, into the back, into the spine, into the shoulders. It all gets worked, and it all gets worked in a way that's subtly building strength, subtly building coordination. Like, it's crazy how long you could go if you're not careful without getting on the floor. Some people might go decades without actually getting on and off the floor. Mm-hmm. So easy to do daily. That's a true use it so you don't lose it type move. So I love the Turkish get up. It's something from a strength standpoint, absolutely love, but even just the body weight version, it's a great warm up before activity, and it's just such an easy thing to do daily. That's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. So get on the floor and get off the floor.
Yeah, I like the use it so you don't lose it.
Yeah.
That really is true. And what about
so number 5, last one, people probably knew I was going to say this one, but a bar hang. Hang on a bar, accumulate 60 seconds total throughout the day. I'm a big fan of office workers. If you can get a pull-up bar in your office somehow, like the doorway pull-up bars are so inexpensive, and they'll last. I mean, even if you're cranking out pull-ups on them, they're going to last years and years and years. Hanging on a bar, having something to hang on in the house or at the office is an amazing tool. It's going to help your posture. It's going to help your shoulder health. Your upper body is just generally going to get stronger. You get some spinal decompression. That's something that I did for years. I would hang for even more than 60 seconds a day. And the mobility gains alone from that are just incredible. You do have to make sure to scale it correctly, though, because I know a lot of people, whether I've worked with them in person, suggested it online, say, I have a such and such shoulder issue. I hang for 10 seconds and my shoulder hurts. Okay, well, scale it correctly. So for a lot of people, that could be having both feet firmly on the ground and you're slowly applying weight to the shoulders, like very minimally, just enough to get a little bit of stretch going throughout the upper body. Even if you're a really strong person, have an ego check and make sure your shoulders can handle that load, because a lot of people can go years and years and years without reaching all the way overhead. So your body might not be ready for that stretch and that strength required within that stretch. So, start with your feet on the ground, slowly reduce the weight in your feet, get to where you have 1 foot on the ground, get to you have 1 toe on the ground, and eventually you're free hanging, just hanging on a bar. But yeah, that's the 5. I mean, quick recap: deep squat, 2 minutes, balance on each side, 1 minute, some sort of T-spine mobility drill, 10 reps a side, get on and off the floor, 2 reps each way, use the Turkish get up, great drill, and bar hang for 60 seconds. So like that routine alone.
Less than 10 minutes?
Yeah,
I was sitting here trying to do math.
Less than 10 minutes. And if you're dialed with it, probably like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And again, you don't even have to do it all at once. I bet you can look within your own lifestyle and think, oh yeah, I can chill in a deep squat early in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth. I'll do my balance work in the morning or in the evening, whatever it is. T-spine mobility and get on and off the floor. I love that as a movement break halfway through the day, whatever it is. And then we'll hang on the bar during the day as well. Like this is such low-hanging fruit stuff, but this is where people don't get it, is they just aren't consistent with it. Like really be consistent with it.
That, and I think sometimes, we're stubborn, ego-driven humans that you want to skip to the complicated, cool stuff.
Yeah.
But don't do that, because the simplified stuff, really these moves can do wonders for your body. And honestly, if you didn't consistently do these types of things, like you said, maybe not these 5, you wouldn't be able to do some of the more complicated, advanced things that you have gotten into.
You'll be able to do the complicated stuff for longer in life. Is this stuff going to give you huge, sexy biceps, a 6-pack abs? No, but it's going to set you up for a body that moves well for life. And that's, I think, at the end of the day, what most people should be chasing. And even if you're chasing something else, like having a body that moves well is going to help you do those things.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. That was a great wrap up. So
cool. Oh, so we'll link a YouTube video as well. So check the show notes. And thanks as always for listening. Be on the lookout for, we always say this, but we're going to be more consistent. So be on the lookout for another episode soon.
All right. See you guys.
Cheers.